one thing you should be doing while you're at the convention is brushing. Especially if you, personally, I have short fur, so I don't really have to worry about this too much. But, you know, he's got longer fur. Not too long. We got some patches in here.
I should have brought it. I had this nice comb.
Slicker brush?
It's actually a comb you find at a grooming supply store. Each individual teeth spins. So it's great for non-tangling. You can go through thick fur and not end up pulling it out.
Yeah, your fur doesn't grow back. You don't want to use a harsh brush. But you do want to brush your suits down if you start getting tangles.
Something I found is really good for just short fur, like we have an Orchid fin suit, is we actually went into a tack shop of all places, a horse tack shop, and they had this really great little thin, soft bristled brush we got for like $3.99, and it doesn't matter how much stuff it gets.
Soft bristles is the key, like you said. You don't want to use like a wire metal, thick brush kind of thing that's going to tear the fur out.
Yeah, it tailed down on a wad when it got wet once, and we were able to brush that out and get it fixed in all of 15 minutes.
If you brush your suit, if you wash it and brush it while it's drying, it'll come out really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's harder to get tangles out after the fur's dry. It's a lot easier to, doing it more is better. Plus, if you have somebody to brush you for you, that's also nice too. A lot of people will enjoy that. It's also a good photo opportunity, depending on what you're doing. Feet. That kind of depends on your feet. You don't have your sneakers, do you?
No, I don't have my sneakers.
Up until recently, I had the parade soles, rubber bottoms. Never washed the feet. I had a removable slipper inside. So the slipper would pull out, throw in the washing machine. Shoot, the thing got sprayed down here and there. I didn't really have to worry about it too much. This convention, I get new feet. Hot pads and fur. It's a lot harder to keep clean. Generally, you want to keep these off concrete as much as possible. You get to see just how dirty hotel carpet is after you have a fursuit.
MFF has the dirtiest carpet.
Yeah,
I found that out. My feet were the dirtiest after that con.
Let's see how we're doing.
Not that bad.
Yeah. You'll see a lot of people like Rajan have these homemade flip-flops. Lion doesn't too, I think. Or he's got these Chester-style sneakers that are kind of cool. Not a bad idea. This way you can keep your outdoor pores and your indoor pores. You can take them outdoor also. But they're you can pull them off and then have nice feet for your photo ops. Generally, again, you don't want to wash those. Anything that has foam. I see you were talking earlier about the muscle suits. Generally, you don't want to really machine wash those. Those are best for your tubs. Fill up the tub, a little bit of wool light.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's like a mostly dry wash with wool light is the best way.
Yeah, and just make sure you get as much water out of it as possible and then hang it to dry.
The way I wash my feet is I mean, it's going to be pretty dirty by the end of the con, but I just spray down this whole area with Shao stain remover, and then I just get an old toothbrush and just scrub it in between my paw pads there and everything. And then sometimes I'll go in with a little 409 as well if I got a few tough spots. And then I'll just take it outside with a garden hose and just spray it. Just spray the bottom, just let it drip down, and I'll just hang it out somewhere outside and just let it drip dry throughout the day.
Your neighbors must love waking up to that.
Yeah, I'm back in the woods, so I don't have any neighbors, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, you do it in the backyard or whatever.
Generally, water's not going to hurt your fur at all. The only exception to that is if you have airbrushing. Airbrushing will, over time, be lightened by washing. This is something you have to watch out for, which is one of the reasons you don't want to, so much. Get up here, Santa Claus. Come on, join us.
I guess there's something else. There's something else
on every panel that's here.
Why not?
There's one thing that could add on feet. Depends on how you build it. If you go the route I did, where the feet are actually sewed to the bodysuit, it's a good idea to have feet with no foam in it. This is just fabric material shaped, and with the only piece of foam is an inner sole that I can pull out. So that way, it can be washed with the rest of the bodysuit. Because I mean, this doesn't come up; it's sewed to the bodysuit.
Generally, washing your suits, you don't want to do it inside out. That's first of all, the majority of the things you want to remove is from the inside of the suit anyway. So if you bring that out, it makes it easier to clean. It will protect it from the actual washing machine itself. People usually suggest front-loading machines, but Watt will tell you too. Unless you have a lot of foam in your suit, you can throw it in pretty much wash machine and be fine. Just don't use the dryer. Even on an air setting, you're taking a really big chance.
Yeah.
First of all, you're going to ruin the first second of all. It almost caused a house fire a couple of times. So you don't want to do that. Yeah. Seven's mother washed his fursuit for him and then put it in the dryer and ruined a $700 bodysuit after he had it for 3 days. So it's not worth it. Throw it in the washing machine, or if you have a lot of airbrushing or it's a bulky suit, throw it in the tub. Detergents you don't really want to use, no bleach, no harsh chemicals. I just use all free and clear. A lot of people suggest I
just use cheapo Publix brand laundry detergent.
Avoid the dyes.
Use a little ice cream to work on it.
Well, that's good. And I guess when it's a heavy fur suit like this, it gets quite heavy when it's soggy wet. So you really can't hang it, or else it'll end up being pole stretched. So usually, put a chair or two in the tub and drape it over the chair. So just sort of that way, it's not one end or the other is stressed.
Yeah, that usually actually leads into something. I usually don't like hanging my bodysuits even at the hotels because I don't like stretching my shoulder seams. Usually I'll just keep it in the tub, the actual the carrier. I've seen a lot of people hang suits at cons and it doesn't really seem to hurt them too bad, but it's just personal. Especially at home too. I don't really want to keep it in the closet. First of all, it gets dust on the suit. It'll be harder to clean. It'll be musty next time you have to pull it out. Throw it in your action pack that you need to travel with it anyway. Throw a couple of dryer sheets in there. It'll be nice and smelly, clean. You pull it back out again next time you go to it in the vent.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Latin Vixen taught me that. Put a dryer sheet in with your fursuit, and the next time you use it, the whole thing smells like a mountain or whatever.
You guys have anything else on preventative maintenance or cleaning? One thing that I don't know if we'll be able to touch on or not, now that we actually have a sewer here, we might be able to. Patching holes. I don't sew at all. I don't even attempt to sew.
One thing, get yourself a little repair kit for fursuits. When you go to the cons, get yourself a little cheap toolbox. I have one with safety pins, and blades, and tape, and tie racks, and
I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you can learn how to sew, just basic sewing, it's not a bad thing. You're gonna get seam pulls eventually, especially if you're participating in Draconis' fursuit camps. Well, musical chairs is banned at most conventions because of the number of head injuries that happen. But you bend over to pet the kid and you get a tail seam. You would like to be able to repair those yourself without having to run to a fursuit maker. Another thing I generally don't have to worry about because they have one of the best fursuit makers local, and she's very nice. So she tends to fix things when things break.
When you see something small, go ahead.
She'll be nice to you.
When you see something small, go ahead and fix it as soon as possible because you don't want it to keep getting larger and larger, then it's going to be much harder to fix.
Yes, that's very true.
And if you build your own suits, make sure you save some of that scrap and put it aside, especially if you didn't have much of the original left.
Or if you commission a suit, ask for extra fur. A lot of times they'll include it without an extra fee, and if they have scraps, they're going to use them or sell them. And one thing I have learned, fur tends to get discontinued.
Oh yes.
The brown on my feet is no longer available. Unfortunately, she had some left.
That I'm finding out myself. I got my wife stuff for my daughter's yard. It was it's like a special order.
Yeah.
I talked to Beverly there, and I could order some more, but the exchange rates have gone up. But she happens to have a third of the yard left that she's selling me now. And we're on stock. If I want to order more, it's going to cost more, so it's good to have extra.
Any questions from you guys?